problem. Gotta be somewhere else to put the truck, I guess. A lot of shit you gotta do to fucking commute. Well, I guess the way I do it. Some people make it look easy. It's not hard once you're on the bike. The hardest part really is getting set up to ride. Oh shit. Camera's facing down too far again. I'll tell you what, it's a little chilly this morning. I know what's wrong, I didn't zip my sleeves. As soon as I get to a stop, I'm going to raise the camera some. I feel like it's too low. I gotta sit here for a second. Alright, let's see if we can raise this camera up some. Somebody asked me in one of the last videos I made where my left hand is when I'm shifting. You don't necessarily need the clutch to shift up if you know what you're doing. I still use it to shift down, and I don't have a speed shifter, a quick shifter, whatever they call it. You just gotta know how to flip the throttle. It's just a lot quicker, a lot easier. So to answer your question, my left hand is on the tank, just like when I'm gripping your mom. So once again, I started riding and I don't have a subject, but I guess we could talk about reasons why you should commute on a motorcycle to work. I don't know how many reasons I'll have, so I'm just gonna name them out as I think. And one reason I commute is the most important reason to me. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get all your gear on, get it back off and whatnot, but it's still a lot of fun to get on this thing and cruise around. I don't have bad days at work, really, anymore, but if you're having a bad day at work, at the end of the day, guess what's waiting for you outside? Every time I've had to fill this bike up, it's only costed a couple of dollars, $3, maybe $4 at the most, and it seems like I ride it forever before I fill it up again. Now this one's supposed to have a fuel gauge right here, and I'm going to fix that at some point, because I would like to have that. But in the meantime, kind of old school. I've had a lot of bikes that didn't have gauges, so every once in a while I'll just fill it up. Oh, tell you what, that dude's catalytic converter, it must be misfiring or something, or running lean or running rich. The cat is just burning. Let me get out from behind this guy. Stank. I guess while we're talking about reasons you should commute, one of the reasons maybe you shouldn't, the other day I passed a dead deer in the road somebody had hit. It stank so bad. So when you're on a motorcycle, even if you have a full face helmet like this, you smell everything. You smell the vehicles in front of you, whether they're driving a diesel, rolling coal, or it's misfiring and just burning the cat out of it. You get that sulfur smell like rotten eggs. And I can't tell you how many times I've been behind somebody and I'm back here getting contact high. So that may be a reason to consider not commuting. It's just that you can smell everything. Weather, obviously, you're in the elements. One thing most people don't realize, you'll notice there's pockets of warm and cold within a mile. The fluctuations in temperature, you feel it instantly, whereas in a car, I guess, you know, you just wouldn't feel that. I don't do it as much as most people do, but I know on this bike in particular, I got the power to do what I need to do. If I need to get out in front of somebody or pass somebody, I just do it, and it'll do it right now. I guess we'll listen to this guy's radio for a minute. I got a Goldwing with a radio on it. Other than that, never had a bike with a radio. I don't know that I really want one. The whole radio on a bike thing, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Like I said, I do have a Goldwing that has a radio. The plan is to undress that bike, so when I'm done, it won't have a radio. But the thing about it, yeah, I like music just like anybody else, but imposing that on other people, I guess, you know, when you're in your car and other people can't hear your radio, that's fine. But when you're on a motorcycle, unless you got earphones, everybody hears what you hear, and I just don't like the idea of imposing my fucking music choices on other people. School zone. This is where it benefits you to have a speedometer, unlike my last regular riding bike that I had. Well, I hate to be that guy, but sometimes you just got to go with the flow instead of actually do 25 miles an hour. When you're on a motorcycle, you don't want to be slower than everybody, because that's not safe at all. I'm trying to think of other reasons you should commute. I mean, there are plenty. Is my camera hanging down? This whole video is going to be ruined, but I can tell it's hanging down. How did that happen? I must have hit it somehow. Let's see if we can tilt her up. Yeah, some. It's not quite level, but better than it was. I can see it in the reflection in the tachometer. The camera was just drooping down. That's one of the things that sucks about trying to do this motovlogging thing. A lot of it's on me. I could definitely better prepare, but definitely maybe script it out. I hope there's not a cop behind me, because it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with these mirrors. You can see everything, but you can't tell. Oh, what? It's a Porsche. Now I gotta go around this guy. There's always so many dumbasses on the road. I feel like I'm one of them sometimes. The smell of fresh cut grass. If you like the smell of grass, that's another reason to commute. summer especially. This camera is still a little bit droopy. I guess the best thing I could do is take whatever footage I got and do the best I can with it, and if I come up with something, we'll upload it. If not, then we'll just consider it practice. Sometimes you gotta learn things the hard way. One of the things that I always consider when I ride to work, there's a main road, the one that I was on. There's a section that they're doing a lot of construction. I don't know if it's called construction. They're just doing a lot of road work. It's a rough ride in my truck. Even though it's a truck, it still has better suspension than this bike by far. But I'm riding this bike. If I go down that road, I feel like I'm gonna rattle stuff loose. I have to jog over to a different road that runs parallel to it in that area, and you saw that back there. Goes through a school zone, and it just it's a slow ride. So I don't want a bumpy road or a slow road. Now the drive here is almost as bumpy as that road that I was telling you about. You just gotta know where to go. A lot of it's very loose though, so I don't know where, I don't know where I want to park. Oh, damn it. Oh, the camera's looking better now, but is it recording? Fuck, I don't, yep. See red light flashing, I guess that means it's recording. We'll make a run for it. Oh well. Oh, that's one thing about riding a motorcycle to work. This time of year, on the way to work, I'm riding into the sun, and on the way home, I'm riding into the sun. It seems like it's rough. I don't have a sun visor or flip down. All I have is shades. I can get a tinted visor, I guess, but I don't see that problem often enough. Oh shit, I need to turn here. I don't want to go down Windy Hill. No. See, Smyrna is getting their Christmas stuff up. Can't wait to see that. My son likes to see it too. So kind of looking forward to that. Other than that, Christmas is kind of stressful, honestly. You know, I'm sure it is for a lot of people, but it's stressful. Unfortunately, I always wait till the last minute to do shopping. And really, my son's about the only person I get stuff for. Maybe his mother. Christmas is a pretty expensive holiday. I could go. One thing I hate about riding is traffic. I do hate that. One thing you should consider when you're commuting on a motorcycle is if you have to go through a lot of traffic. Stop and go, stop and go. People that could have gone and didn't go. I don't like to sit here and hold the clutch, so I always pop it in neutral when I'm going to sit for a minute. And one of the worst things that happens to me is right when I pop it in neutral, and then the person in front of me creeps forward, and then I got to put it back in gear. Bunch of footwork, handwork, click, 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 you know. It's kind of annoying. I'd rather be just sitting on here holding handlebars. Traffic is not fun. Riding is fun. That's what's fun. See, I hate when people creep forward. Just creep forward. Like an inchworm. Just scooch up, scooch up. Stop, go, stop, go. This is the most annoying thing to me right here. Why can't you come up to a red light and just stop? Why does everyone got to inch forward? Little by little. Everyone just scooches closer and closer. I find that it's still worth it in the end. I've got such a long ride that a few miles of traffic is worth suffering for the many more miles that I can cruise. Look, are we done inching? Okay, come on. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I want to just sit here. Fucking jackass. Sure, I'll catch up. Are we going? Are we actually going? Or are we just creeping? Are we just creeping? Yep, just creeping. We're not actually going. One day I'll have a new helmet. It's not so windy. I do apologize. At least we're moving now. Starting to cool off a little bit. Sun going down. I don't care how cool you think it is or how warm it still is. When you're at like 70, 60, whatever degrees, you start going down the road. Wind chill works on a bike too. You can feel like it's 30 degrees. Sometimes you pray for a red light just so you can put your hands down by the engine and stop flying through the wind for a minute. Guy on a bike died up here at this intersection maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I happened to roll up on it right after it happened. What good? He was coming this way, but a U-Haul truck pulled out in front of him and he couldn't stop. From what I could tell, he pretty much died instantly. So it's kind of unfortunate. I gotta make a little stop. It's another thing. If you commute on a motorcycle, when you park in a parking spot, especially one that's got 2 or 3 spaces beside it, pull up and loop around into it and face down or face out. It's just easier, especially if you're parking down into a parking spot that you have to go uphill out of. It's a lot easier to go forward uphill than walk a bike backwards. But I think I'm gonna call this video here, just so I don't have to set everything back up for the short ride from here to my house. Alright, hopefully I've managed to produce some sort of footage and commentary that we can turn into a video. Take it easy.